How many times have you had nightmares about exams? It always starts the same way. I'm sitting in the exam hall, the clock ticking loudly, and my heart racing. I look down at the paper, and it's filled with questions I don't recognize. My hands shake as I realize I haven't studied. Worse, sometimes I can't even read the words. They blur together like gibberish. I try to write something, anything, but the pen doesn't work. That's when I wake up, drenched in sweat. This recurring nightmare has haunted me for years. The worst part? It doesn't stop at just one version. In one dream, I walk into the exam hall, but I'm late. Everyone else is halfway through, scribbling away. As I try to sit down, I realize I've forgotten my pens, ID, and even my shoes. The invigilator glares at me and says, "You're wasting time." I panic, tearing through my bag, but all I find are random things: a book I haven't opened in years, a half-eaten sandwich, and a pair of socks. In another dream, I'm sitting for a subject I didn't even know I was taking. History of ancient languages, I whisper to myself. When did I sign up for this? I look around, but no one else seems confused. They're all writing confidently while I stare at the first question. Explain the linguistic evolution of Sumerian in 500 words. My mind goes blank. The strangest one happened a few weeks ago. I dreamed I was in the middle of an important test, but halfway through the paper turned into a blank sheet. I turned to the examiner, who shrugged and said, "Figure it out." Then the clock started spinning wildly, and the walls of the room began closing in. Just as the pressure became unbearable, I woke up gasping for air. The odd thing is, I've never actually failed an exam in real life. Sure, I've had tough ones, but I've always managed to scrape through. Yet these dreams make me feel like a failure every single time. I've come to realize that these nightmares are less about exams and more about fear of being unprepared, of failing expectations, or of losing control. They're exhausting, but every time I wake up, I remind myself, it's just a dream.